All right, here's a little how-to reminder video on how to complete the E sections of our vocabulary packet. Today I'm using the 9E for this week as our example. The directions say answer each of the following questions with a sentence. If a question does not contain a vocabulary word from the lesson's word list, use one in your answer. Use each word only one time. So I've been seeing a lot of duplicate words. So this is just a reminder on how to do this properly. So I'm going to do two examples, one with the word in the question and one without. The first is, what are three things that contaminate water? Well, this needs to come from the text passage, not from things that you know about in your own life. So I need to go up here and I'm looking for the word contaminated, because that's going to be my clue about where I'm going to find this answer in the text. So we have been emptying raw sewage. That's one thing. We've aggravated the problem by allowing chemical pesticides and fertilizers to run off and poisonous chemicals into landfills. So to write a nice complete sentence for number one, what are three things that can contaminate water? So I'm going to double click and I will say three things that can contaminate water are, so I'm restating the question in my response. So they are raw sewage, chemical runoff, and that third one? There was, landfills and landfills. Great. So it asks for three things here. I have provided three things. Three things that can contaminate water are raw sewage, chemical runoff, and landfills. That is a great sentence that will work for that question. I'm going to skip down now to number 5, because this asks what happens to the quantity or how much of clean water as pollution increases. So this one does not have a vocabulary word in the question, so I have to find a vocabulary word that would fit in here and use that in the sentence that I write. So I know that it becomes less. And another word that means that becomes less is diminish. So I'm going to look in here for the word diminishes or diminishing, and then see what comes before that. So, it's talking about the chemicals and things like that. So I can go back to number 5, the quantity, and I will answer the question in my response and restate it by saying, capital letter, the quantity of clean water diminishes, period. And to make it easier for my teacher to find, I'm going to either bold or underline that word. Maybe I'll underline it. Maybe I'll do both because I like how it looks. And so that way I know that I have used that word. Another good strategy for figuring out what words I have to use and I don't have to use is I can go through here and look for all of the bold words and do like a little line through the words that I've used. So I've done diminish. I see substitute here, so I don't have to use that again. And if I take this first step of putting a line through some of these things, like here's impurities. So Impurity, I don't have to use again. Resource, I don't have to use again. This will help me keep track of the words that I need to use in my sentences and the words that I don't have to use. So if you have questions, please ask. Don't assume. And as I will be a little bit more particular in the grading as we are now in the second semester. So there you have it. As always, if you have questions, please add a private comment